Hey, Brad Kazmarski back at Dayflow. This is a big topic. So we've talked about the compass, which you can find a video on, figuring out what state you're in, so your mood or attitude, and there's a ton of science behind that. And then the map, so where are we on the compass, where are we on the map, and then what to do about it, right? So we know we need to be in a good place at a certain time of day. We have work coming up or an important thing, and we're not in the good mood. How do we move from 3 to 2? So the formula is how we do it. So go back and watch those other videos if you're not sure, but now we're going on to the formula, and I think this is helpful for everybody. So Maslow's hierarchy of need here is sort of applied into a formula setting in that, yes, this is applied throughout our entire lifetime, right? Developmentally, as we get older, we can think of, in youth, our sense of safety and variety, then through sort of our teenage years, love, middle 20s, growth mentally to our 30s as we become fully aligned as an adult, sort of a long-term process. But as above, so below, as without, so within. So each of these happens these needs pop up every 2 or 3 hours. So if we get to an area in the day and our need is not met, we're going to feel this. So think in our mind like an oscillating or rotating fan. And as it comes around every 2 or 3 hours, when that need is up, if it's met, it just keeps going on to the next thing. So if our need is up for movement and water, or water we'll say and movement, and we've done those things, our body just keeps going. It goes on to the next phase. It balances out. So when one is met, when movement or water and movement are met, our activity, our physiological need for activity, it is automatically triggers the next one, our physiological need for recovery. So our yang, physiological need to do movement or activity, is offset simultaneously once we meet it by our need to recover. So these are like seesaws. Each category is like its own seesaw balancing itself out. Okay? So these are sort of self-based. On the previous video, I go through how to balance this. Okay? And it's built into the map of the day to eliminate the need for us being in the wrong place and not being able to make a right decision. So once we've met our baseline physiological needs here in any given moment, so if we've met this, we've done this in the cycle, our next need up automatically will rise up our sense of safety. So if our need for safety, this is a need, right? These are all needs. So these must be met to go further on. So our need for safety. Now, if our need for safety is based upon tangible things, a house, a job, a stable world, we're kind of screwed because nothing is that stable. We have repetitiveness, but not always built-in stability. So our sense of safety, as we teach, must be based upon principles that you can apply and find. If our sense of safety is based upon our principles of running the formula, we're going to feel pretty safe even if things are changing physically, financially, in our world, etc. So we want our sense of safety to be met not by something tangible, but by something intangible, aka principles or our belief system, right? So once this is met, if we don't feel safe, we're sort of in this fight or flight response, right? We're here. So if we don't feel safe, or this side, I should say, we see the world through that lens of fight or flight. We lose sensory ability, we lose function, and we go into survival mode. So we need to meet this need intangibly via principles. Okay, we'll get into that later more. But once this is met, we start to feel the need for variety, right? So say everything is really stable and consistent and the same every single day, all the time. You get anxious for variety. But if safety isn't met and you feel very unstable and the world's changing all the time and you can't stand it, variety is too much. It's overwhelming, right? So variety is not a bad thing, and neither is the need for consistency. It's the balancing of the two. When safety or consistency is met, we seek variety. When these two things are sort of met, we move up again, right? So we work our way up. We accomplish this. I'll show in other videos how we accomplish this, but we use all three of these to interlink them. So once we move up the pyramid here, our feeling or sense of feeling loved is the next need. So once we feel we've physiologically balanced the bottom out, physiologically feel safe and have enough variety, our natural inclination, usually in the variety sense, once we feel safe, is to start to feel the need for love or communication or connection. Really connection, this is the connection one. So we start to feel the need for connection. If we have this met already, if we feel loved, it's very easy to give that sense out. If we don't feel this, if we feel lacking or needing of love, we're not getting it, most people don't automatically give it out. So our sort of solution for this, I'll go here, is the inner smile meditation. There's also metta meditation or loving kindness, right? I'll put that here, sorry. Loving kindness. These are all meditations, right? So the whole point is we can do this to give ourselves that sense or feeling of internal, that activation of love, because it's just a signal, right? We can do this, and then we'll be more likely to have that need and we'll want to give out that sense. So that could just be happiness, positivity, feeling good, being on this side of the compass. So we don't wait for someone, we don't wake up and make or hope someone gives us this feeling, right? We use the system and give ourselves the physiological baselines. We give ourselves this need, we meet it. We give ourselves this need through movement, right? So we use movement here. I use Qigong, but we could use movement then over to meet this need. Then to meet this need right here, we can use something like the healing sounds meditation. So again, a way to meet our needs via principles in our belief system. Once we've done this, our ability to give out love or feel connected is so much easier. And that's where we want to be. When we're on this side, we see this more easily. When we don't have this need met, we feel this. Okay, and that changes how we see our day and how we interact in it. So once this need is met, we want to give it to ourselves. We don't want to wait for someone else to give it to us. We naturally feel, we want to give out to the world, and we want to move into more of a mental framework, right, of growth. So we want to grow. We want to learn something new mentally. We want to challenge ourselves. We want to take on new challenges. And once we grow, we want to do the opposite, which is contribute, right? I learned something new. I want to teach it to you. I want to teach it to clients, to consultant clients, to athletes, to everybody. I want to teach it so people can do it. So once these are balanced, once we've felt mentally grow, so how we meet this mentally, we do this with our work, but sometimes if we're stuck in a place where we can't access our work as easily, we do this with another meditation. So you could use TM or Vedic or the microcosmic orbit. These are all different types of meditations that specifically help with this mind area, right? So if we can look at this, this is more of the first needs here are more, these are more physical, sort of here, and this sort of integrates physical and mental, or I'm sorry, emotional. So we have some emotional needs, obviously, in safety, but we also have emotional needs here. So emotion, physical, and then here we're in the mind or mental, our mental needs, right? So each of these is sort of matched. So we give our body sort of goes through this, right? If you almost take this and wedge it in here like this at any given time, we go through the need for physiological movement, rest and recovery, both. The physical need and emotion of sense of safety and sense of variety. The emotional need of feeling loved and giving out that sense. And the mental need of feeling like you're growing or learning something new and you're able to contribute that. And when you're able to balance these, you feel fully aligned or integrated. So imagine we sort of see this picture from the top down. If we were able to see this from the top down, right, it might look, right, like you're looking at a pyramid straight from the top down, and you see balance on all those sides. When you see balance on all those sides, that is sort of our neocortex having access. If you again view this like our brain, the back part of the brain, brainstem, limbic system, neocortex. So as we move through these, we access more regions of our brain that we can take advantage of. We want to make decisions when we have the most fully accessed part of our brain. So if we're down here, we're in these categories. We don't want to make these choices. We want to work through this, get here, then make our decisions. Once we're in category 1 or 2, we can make clear mental, emotional, and physical decisions. And we just cycle through this. So we use this cycle multiple times throughout the day, very quickly and very easily, until we feel met, and then we go on with our activity. And we feel met, and we feel go on with our activity. And we do this in a way to feel justified that it's not too much, right? So it's almost like this. We do a little bit. So we do a self cycle. We take care of ourselves, and then we serve, right? So you can always see we're taking time first to take care of ourselves, meeting these needs, so then we can serve better. And when we're fully aligned and can think clearly, we've gone through our brainstem, it's clear, our limbic system is not holding us back, and we're fully integrated in our neocortex with ourself, we're able to serve better. Whatever you want to do, whoever you want to help, whatever mission you want to contribute to. It's not selfish to take care of yourself and do these things multiple times a day. It's necessary if you want to be able to give all aspects of yourself to able to serve. So balance your self-serve cycle with the formula. And we apply this formula throughout the day to get ourselves in the compass from this category 3 or 4, the left side where we don't want to be, to 1 or 2 where we want to be. Okay? So this is the integration of it all. It seems very complex, but it's actually very simple and repeatable. And once you get used to it, you just follow your own script, and you sort of get yourself to always feel in flow or fully integrated throughout the entire day.